Hey everybody, it's Mama's Comedy Show.
Hey, cousin everyone, it's me, Cousin Todd, with Mama's Comedy Show and another very special podcast. Last week, we recorded live from V's Pizza, which is our favorite pizza place, not a sponsor, but we really like it. And we posted on our social media that this podcast would be an interview with my personal assistant. So I'm going to introduce her now. My personal assistant, Renette. Hi, Renette.
Hi everybody.
Hi. Okay. Well, I posted that we were going to do this interview, and we actually got a whole bunch of questions.
Oh boy.
That people wanted to hear answers from you. But first off, tell everyone where you're from.
Well, everyone, I'm from Toronto originally, but
Canada.
That's correct, but I reside in sunny Florida.
Right. And you've lived in Florida for a while now, right?
All of high school and college.
Yeah. So let's get into some of the questions that the people have. One question we received online is, tell me more about the compensation and benefits package you receive for being my personal assistant. But let me kind of go back a little bit. Because you are my assistant and you know so much about me and you're so generous, what do you remember what you got me for my last birthday?
Your last birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, I always buy you such wonderful things. Let's see.
Right. But I'm trying to, what is it? What was it? Because you're always really good about gift giving. You're very thoughtful.
I know. I've been trying so hard to figure out what to get you for Christmas that I forgot what I got you for. No, wait. Yep. No, I forgot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's follow that up with, so it was memorable is what you were saying.
Obviously, clearly.
So let's follow that question up with, what did I get for you?
Oh, I see where this is going.
For your birthday.
Right. Well, it's weird that you're asking because we're actually on my gift now.
Yeah.
So we, you gifted me and yourself a cruise on the Virgin Voyages.
Right. That's right. A Virgin Cruise Line. Very expensive gift that I got for you.
Keep mentioning that.
My assistant. And you don't remember what it was you got from me?
Gosh.
You don't remember?
I'm trying so hard to get you something cool for Christmas.
I think it was like a shirt. Was it a shirt?
I would never just buy you a shirt.
But you got this cruise. That's great. Let's move along.
Wait a second. Let's preface this by saying when we first started dating.
Whoa. Employing you.
What did I get you for Christmas?
You got me a trip to Iceland.
And I wasn't even your official assistant at that point. I was just...
Right. You were a contract person. You were just a day-to-day employee.
Northern Lights and all. But okay, sure.
So let's go back to this question.
Okay.
What do you think are the best the best part of the compensation and benefits package from your employee?
I think the best. Are we going to mention who is asking these questions? Are they?
This was Cousin Taylor from
Taylor.
Facebook.
Thanks, Cousin Taylor. Compensation benefits package. I do most of the cooking in the office.
Yep.
But Todd actually will fund the cost of the food that I then put together and make a meal. So that's huge.
Right. And also, you are kind of a clean freak, yeah?
Correct. Where's this going?
How often do you, because I see you constantly, you're sweeping, you're mopping.
I'm a Virgo.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. That's that's made up voodoo. But you clean a lot.
Correct.
What do you think is the source of that anxiety, that cleaning?
Oh, my mother. Obviously.
Your mom?
Sure.
Do you think it has anything to do with when you were younger, your father was outside washing the car and your mom couldn't find you and she kept calling you and calling you, and then she found you. And what were you doing when she found you?
I think I was like 3 years old. Is this what you're
Yeah.
right? And there's this cleaning product. I don't know if they have it here in
They
the
do.
States. Ajax, okay,
Yeah, Ajax.
in Canada.
You can poison people with it. So
How
it's good that you as a child were playing with this unsupervised.
Why do you know this? Yeah. So yeah, my mom was busy not watching me, and yeah, I cleaned our brand new brown couch with powdered Ajax, and my mom panicked and got a wet washcloth to clean it up. Needless to say, nothing bad happened
Yeah.
to me. So okay.
You were pouring it all over the brown couch and spreading it and saying, "I'm cleaning it."
Correct. Oh, I have a worse story about cleaning, but maybe that'll be for another podcast.
No, what's this other story? Let's go into this. It's great because I get to learn more about you.
Oh, this is something I'm gonna. I live with it every day. When I was a little girl in Trinidad, went for a vacation with my family, and my cousin and I saw some baby chicks that were just born, and we're like, "Oh, they're dirty. We should wash them."
Oh, you drown chicks?
I killed them.
You're a murderer?
To this day, I want to save all the animals because of the horrible thing I didn't know I did.
You waterboarded chickens.
Is that something you can do?
Apparently it is something that you can do.
Oh, no.
It's not something I would do. Now, also, when you were in Trinidad, because your parents are from Trinidad.
Correct. Yes,
but
they have
you
that
grew
wonderful
up in Canada.
accent. Correct.
They have a wonderful accent. Do you care to demonstrate that for us?
Oh, no. I think I want to save my dignity.
That ship has sailed.
We're on that ship.
So when you were younger in Trinidad, you were walking along the beach with your dad, and
did you interview my mom or something?
And you saw some crabs walking along the beach, and then they stopped walking. You said, "Dad, the batteries ran out."
Yeah.
At that point, do you think your parents were worried about your mental state and your ability? Do you think they thought, "Uh-oh, this one's broken"?
They realized I was a child of technology in the future, and they were so proud that maybe one day I'll make a difference in society and technology.
I think they were worried. I think they thought, "Uh-oh, this one cooked too long." So let's go back to the questions from the people. I like this question. I don't remember who wrote this one, but it was, what do you like most about being Todd's assistant? Did I take you on cruises?
I think my favorite thing about being his assistant is Todd's love for animals. It definitely helps keep the fur in the house and helps me
clean.
Gives me things to do. Correct. Yeah. Yes. No, I love that we have lots of fur animals, and it's the best part of my life and his life probably.
I'm probably going to cut that and put something awesome like I'll have AI just redo your voice and say like giant dong. So all right, which leads us into cousin Amanda from Facebook's question: is Todd as rapey at home as he is on stage?
Well, there's many types of rapiness. So, I mean, yeah, in some aspects, I suppose he is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say correct. That is.
So what you're saying is I'm authentic on stage. I'm not putting on.
No, this is Todd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
You guys have no idea.
Probably going to edit that to have you say monster dong again or something. This one actually comes from cousin Bobby. Cousin Bobby was featured on last week's podcast while we were out. She was there.
Oh.
You could hear her talking and saying things like, "I don't want to be heard." So she says, if you read one of Todd's books, do you give honest feedback or just tell him it was great?
Oh, no, 100% honest, because if I want him to improve in his career, I need to tell him the truth. So, no, and to be 100% fair, Inhuman is probably one of the best books I've read in a long time.
Yeah, no, I'll keep that.
But I also don't read a lot, so...
Yeah. Actually, well, you have ADD.
What?
Yeah, see,
yes.
She's already bouncing around. No, so it is hard to get you to read any of my stuff.
Which I've read almost all of them, except for the last ones you published, because...
The last multiple books that I published of the 7...
To be fair, I mean, I've
Well, let's
read.
see. You read Inhuman.
They're
You
not.
read.
Hey, listen, I need audiobooks, please.
Yeah, hey, I would love to do it. But you know what? The house is just not quiet enough for me to do it because there's constantly the sound of you cleaning, plus all of that crying that you think I can't hear.
I think it's actually your wife, Muffin, who makes most of the
That is
ruckus.
true. My cat, my cat does think she's my wife, and you're just a pet that we have in the house.
100%. You should see the look she gives me.
So let's see. You read Inhuman. You read Nightmare of Neverland.
Yes.
You read Wally.
Yes.
Did I tell you I cried in Starbucks while I was
Yes.
writing the
You
ending
did.
of that?
We were together when you were writing it. And you told me about it.
Yeah, you mean I was employing you at the time. Well, let's see. What else did I write? Did you read?
Parker and Jesus.
You read Parker and
Yes.
Jesus? That's my favorite.
Do you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
Out of all of them, that's one of my least favorite.
Oh, see,
I'm not saying I don't like it.
I'm gonna edit that. Have you say something about my monster dong?
Of course.
What is it that you don't like about? I that's my favorite to me because I think it's the most me sense of humor.
Yes, and maybe because I enjoy your
And that's
humor
why you don't like it.
every day.
It's the most me.
I think the other ones have a certain serious depth to it. So it's I'm seeing a different part of you that
Right.
that I'm intrigued by.
The part that I'm hiding.
Yeah, about your dong.
Yeah. Could you say monster dong?
Monster dong.
Okay, I can use that to edit in later. So you have a pretty good memory.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So
Virgo.
like, let's stop trying to make that a thing.
My crystals keep telling me to say that.
You are a crystal fan.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to heal my knees and make me,
No,
stronger and better. But
when you were, where were we? We were in Key West yesterday,
yeah, it was just.
and you
yesterday.
walked right into a crystal shop. And
I
what did I
did.
say?
You're like, that's not gonna.
No, I said that's too much power. You're not allowed. You can't.
But
you can't have that much power.
But to be fair, I'm also like an otter, and I collect rocks everywhere I go. So I do like
true.
rocks and things.
So let's see. Let's test your memory. What was the last place that we went to together?
Besides Key West?
Yes.
Like on a holiday?
Yeah. Work vacation for you.
Japan.
Japan. Okay. Yeah. We've gone there twice together. Yeah. All right. So that's good. Your memory. What was the? Let's quiz you. The street you grew up on.
You're asking. Oh,
yeah.
Not your street.
Yeah, your street.
Hallam Road.
Hallam Road.
Yeah.
Okay. And
that's in Markham.
Do you Markham, Canada?
Ontario.
Right. And do you remember your mother's maiden name?
Yes.
What is it?
What do you want her social after this?
I was going to ask for the last 4 years. Way to ruin my bit. All right.
I know you.
Moving along.
So I'm your best employee.
Question 3. Only one of my employees. Question 3. Here's the next question. This one is also from Bobby.
Thanks, Bobby.
Would you call Todd a grower or a shower?
Bobby, oh boy.
Monster dong.
Yeah, something about a monster dong. I'm supposed to say. I think there's a script here, and Todd's holding these cards up in front of my face. It's
wildly inappropriate for me to ask my employee this type of question.
Yeah.
Next question.
Is there some sort of scarring compensation for these questions afterwards?
Scarring compensation?
Yeah,
so that's
I'm going to have some...
Oh, from my monster dong. Next question. How do you feel about being called the assistant?
At least I'm part of your roster of employees.
Yeah, that's good. That's good enough, because if you said you hated it, it was going to make the rest of this real awkward. Let's go back. So back to your childhood.
Is this therapy again?
Yeah. In Canada, you grew up in Montreal.
No, I lived in.
You were in Montreal.
Correct. Yeah, for 2 years. As a little Canadian potato.
Yeah, you were around 5.
Yeah. How do you know all this?
Do you ever remember locking yourself in a bathroom?
Did you interview my brother?
Just answer the question. Do you remember? Do you or do you not remember?
I did, and I had a panic attack in there. But to
You
be
were
fair,
5 years old.
yeah, and my brother maybe remembers the story a bit different than I remember it. Anyway, I did have a panic attack.
And
I may or may not have pooped myself.
pooped yourself. Because when I asked your brother, he said you peed your pants. But
Oh, see, I don't even remember.
but I like the poop yourself story better.
I couldn't unlock the door. It was an older house. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you can't open a door when you got poop on your fingers. I do remember, and I may have told this story on a podcast before. I was in the bathtub with my brother. We were like 16 and 20. No, we were, we were, I think I was probably 3, he was 7, and I was sitting behind him. I was the caboose. And I remember pooping in the tub.
Oh, no.
And, but because I was sitting down, as I was pooping out, it just mushed to the bottom. And my brother was screaming his head off because I was pooping in the water with him.
Trout in there with him.
My mom, no, but it was squished. And my
So it was
mom
a flounder.
scooped me out of the water. And I remember looking at my turd and it was stuck to the bottom
Ew.
of the tub, but it looked like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Gross. There was little ridges in it.
No, just the round, flat shape.
Gross.
But
And
I
the little
remember in
highlight specks of peanut butter inside
Yeah.
the chocolate.
Probably. But I do remember looking at that going, peanut butter cup.
Of course you did.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to the people's questions.
Yeah, the people. I want to hear the people.
Oh, this goes back. This was also cousin Bobby, and she
Cousin
asked
Bobby.
this one. Well, she asked this last week because we were discussing the movie Indecent Proposal. So we were asking her what would it take money wise for someone to have sex with Jason for a night, and she was claiming a lot of money. So let's be realistic here. We're on this cruise, and a wealthy widower. No, sorry, wealthy widow. That's a different pay scale.
I mean, correct.
A wealthy widow says, "Hey, I want one night with that man, and I will give you this much money." So let's start off. She says she will give us $250,000 for one night.
I think you're worth more than that.
Okay, I agree, but I just want to hear you say what that number is for you.
I'm gonna hooker you out. Like, I'm gonna get top dollar for you.
All right, what if she says $400,000? No?
No, at least a cool 5. Come on.
$500,000?
Yeah.
All right, what if it was $400,000, but I said I really wanted to do it?
Does she have teeth?
I don't know. I haven't gotten close enough to see her.
No.
No?
No.
All right, 500,000, but I don't want to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank God this country's moving in a direction that you're not going to get that say.
I know. Canada's looking more and more.
Yeah, you go back to Canada. Remember all the times you pooped yourself? How was it growing up in Canada?
I loved it. I remember feeling very safe, and you want some type of food from some other place, you can find it, and there's public transportation. It's very clean, and
you're not really selling Canada to
the best healthcare system.
Yeah,
compared to America.
I will say that's something that comes up because you and I travel outside of the country
A lot, yeah.
and because you are so disgustingly friendly with people.
Disgusting?
Yes. Already on this cruise, we've had dinner in 2 restaurants, and you've already made like bestie friends with.
I have so many pen pals. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and then there was the woman that we met last night that was trying to bang you.
Well, first of all, when you saw her again, I was like, "Ugh," and then you're like, "Let's go say hi."
Yeah.
Did she offer you money?
Yeah. $30.
She does have teeth.
$30. And she said she wanted you for the rest of the
Oh,
cruise.
me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she wasn't into me.
And then
She
you're
was
like,
dancing with
Renette
you.
pooped her pants on the toilet.
On the toilet? You're already on the toilet. Just take your
In
pants
the
off.
washroom.
Yeah, that's a Canadian thing, washroom. But no, we travel around quite a bit, and whenever we are anywhere, and you just randomly start up a conversation with a stranger, and I know, here comes two more Facebook friends. Um, the, One of the things they inevitably say is like they start asking about our healthcare, like in the U.S.
Yeah, no, that happened when we were in Iceland, remember?
Yeah,
We,
Australian
yeah,
girls.
who I think we're also trying to pay for sex
I would have.
because they heard about your monster dog.
I would have given it to them for free.
Australians, right?
The accent.
Mm.
But no, I mean, even
Wait,
when we
how do
were,
Australians sound again?
oi, like that hit, mate. But yeah, that's one of the things when you're traveling. That's why I always encourage people to travel, because I do know a lot of people who, and we really try not to get super political on this, but I know a lot of people who are like, America's the greatest country in the world. And they're like beating their chest and they're like, fuck yeah, America.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, well, where else have you been? And they're like, Georgia. And you're like, well, where else have you been? I went to North Carolina for a wedding. But like that's the furthest they've gone. But yeah, when you travel, you meet a lot of people with a lot of different perspectives on things, and it makes you realize,
Like Norway and their gun violence?
yeah, that is true. I don't know if I have ever told that story. Well, while we were in Norway, there was a school shooting in the U.S. and the news popped up, and I was like, oh my gosh, it was something like 6 kids. And here's like the ridiculous part of that is if I say school shooting now, you don't know which one I'm talking about. Like, because it happens so regularly.
Right.
Except over summer. We really get our shit together over the summer. There are no school
I wonder
shootings
why.
over the summer. But I looked up what was the murder rate in Norway. And the year before we were there, the murder rate was like 5 people total.
In the entire country.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
I
huge
was like,
country.
right. I mean, I get that America is bigger, but there's no way you can compare 5 people getting murdered in 1 year. Like, we literally just got a news story that day that said like 5 or 6 kids got shot. And we were out to lunch with a friend of yours, and I said that, and he was like, oh, yeah, well, to be fair, we did have a guy a couple years ago who came downtown with a crossbow and shot 4 people. And I was like, you got a fucking chance with a crossbow. He's got to reload that thing.
Right? Unless
Yeah.
he's like Hawkeye or something and just whipping them out like crazy.
All right, calm down. Whipping him out. Relax. This one comes from cousin Rachel. I'm going to edit this a little bit because she used a word that we don't like to use. She says, my question, what is it like to be employed by such a lovable asshole?
You mean married to? Is that
Oh,
what it-
we don't use that word. We don't use that word.
Sorry.
Sorry.
People meet Todd and like, wow, he's obnoxious.
Mhm.
And to be fair, at home he's a little quieter.
Yeah.
He's not as uppity as when you whoa,
Are you allowed to use that word?
uppity.
Calm down.
No, he's a little more chillaxed and loungy.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I mean he's fun. Don't get me wrong, we're having the best time on this cruise because I'm meeting so many new friends and no, but yeah, at home he's quite chill and quiet, and like maybe he has to reload his energy like a Dragon Ball Z character, I guess. And
They don't reload.
Oh, do they not recharge?
Well, you can do a sensu bean. You know what? You're skirting the issue here. The issue is, what is it like being employed by someone as gracious and as charming and as Monster Dong? What is it like? What is your day to day? Because I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're working for Todd."
Well, like you'd mentioned earlier, it's a lot of picking up around the house and cleaning.
I do dishes every night.
You shed a lot, so we have to.
I do. Calm down. I do dishes every night.
You do. It's
Like,
odd the way you do dishes, but yes, you do.
So we have a friend of ours dog sitting at the house right now, and she just texted me, "Why is Santa's sleigh being pulled by a fire truck with police escort through your neighborhood?"
Oh,
They
she's
do
probably
that every
hearing the
year.
sirens. It's startling, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, is a neighborhood on fire?" And you run outside, and it's Santa,
Yeah,
and like loud chaos. And we took the dogs last time to see them, and
yeah. No,
poor
so
Hachi,
every year, the Winter Garden Police or Fire
fire
Department,
department.
uh, they they go through all of the neighborhoods of Winter Garden, and yeah, I we always seem to, or the first year that I was there in Winter Garden with you, when I heard that sound, you were like, "Santa's coming." I was like, "What?" And we ran outside, and I saw this, police escort with the fire truck and Santa on mic going, "Ho ho, Merry Christmas," and Mrs. Claus sitting next to him.
She does look a bit upset every time she drives
She
by. She was
does.
like, "I don't want to."
She
She's
does.
like, "Here he is, at it again, being
Uh,
his assistant."
yeah, no, Mrs. Claus. Yeah, she. I said they do that every year, and she said, "What in the fuck?" And I said,
Go
"Let's
out and
see.
get some candy.
Uh, yeah, they throw candy. Period. It's a white people neighborhood." Yeah, she'll get it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, no, that's really cool that they do that. And you and I were leaving town a few days ago, and I thought, oh man, we're gonna miss it.
Again.
And but what happened? We went out to eat.
With cousin Jason and cousin
Yeah, with
Bobby.
cousin Jason and cousin Bobby. And after we left, took the dogs to see some Christmas lights. And
Lo and behold.
woo 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 woo
And we
woo
met some
woo.
other puppies out there. It was great.
Yeah, we saw Santa. Um, so the girl watching our house uh says she think her boyfriend thinks he's about to get arrested
Why?
or shot. He's not white.
Mm.
Well, neither is she. Neither are you.
I'm
You're khaki.
khaki.
You're the color
I'm
of coffee
I'm
laced
like
with cream.
pumpkin spice latte
Nah,
with extra oat
nah.
milk.
You know, you're not. You're not pumpkin spice latte. You're a chai. You're a chai
That's
latte.
tea.
I think. Uh, I think when we were first I think it was when we agreed to merge together businesses when our businesses were merging. You were at my old place helping me clean up, and you said something racist about white girls. You look so shocked.
Okay, listen, first of all, you don't remember anything, and these are things you
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, because they
Ah,
stand out
yeah.
when a Canadian says something shocking. No, you said something about like, oh, I like those white girls, and I said, and you're Indian, and
West Indian.
yeah, yeah,
It's like the other type of Indian.
all right. Now you sound judgmental. And I think I said, you said something about me liking white girls, and I said, hey, it's like cereal. I said, like I love Lucky Charms, and I could eat Lucky Charms every day, but every once in a while, I'm gonna crave a bowl of Curryos.
And he calls me
I was so
I.
proud of that. I was
Oh.
so proud, and you barely laughed. Oh, I should
Yeah, because my jaw was on the ground.
should have called it off then.
So many times.
Let me see if we do have any other questions from people. You poop in your pants, got that. Lovable asshole, got that. How much money, you got that. Okay, so, yes, I do remember now.
Uh-oh.
You know me so well that you know what my favorite snacks are.
I thought this was going to go in a way different direction. Go on then.
What are some of my favorite snacks?
Definitely red vines,
Yeah,
which is
okay.
basically wax rope.
Yeah, shut up. Go on.
You do like donuts. That's your probably your Sunday morning weakness.
Yeah,
You do love a bowl of cereal late at night.
yeah. So you would say I'm more of a sweets person.
129%.
Right. Okay. We never said you were good at math. What is Would you say you're more of a sweet or a savory person?
Savory for sure.
Savory person. So you like the salt.
Like one time, my best friend and I went out to dinner, and we ate these amazing fries, and we had some other stuff too. We both don't eat meat. And then the server comes by. She's like, "Would you guys like dessert?" And we're like, "Yeah, can we get some more fries?" Like that was our idea of a delicious dessert
Yeah.
was more French fries.
Do you think your love of salt came about from when you were a child and and
How did you get all these
you were
stories?
you were making ice cream,
My mom was making coconut ice cream.
right? And you grabbed what you thought was sugar,
Yes.
but it was salt, and you were eating it by the fistful.
Well no, so so here's what happened. My mom was out in the back. It was summer.
Again, you're unsupervised.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on in Canada.
I guess she's keeping an eye on my brother. So she went inside to go do something, and I was like, "Hoo, sugar," and it was a big old bowl of it because obviously you need salt to make the ice cream. Excuse me. And I grabbed a handful of it, ran to the side of the house so nobody would see me, and threw it in my mouth, and obviously like threw up.
Yeah, you started
because
crying.
I thought it was sugar and it was totally salt.
Right. However, when your mom came over to you because you were crying and you said it was too sweet.
Did I really?
Yes.
Okay, so whose fault is that? Maybe my mom didn't teach me right.
Yeah. What if that's the thing, is you're just grabbing stuff you don't, it could have been Ajax on the counter.
It was in one, like those stainless steel bowls that every family has. It was like a big basin bowl, and I knew it was meant for cooking. So
Right.
no,
I will say, so your parents are originally from Trinidad. Whenever we go visit them, they're always like, they grow their own Scotch bonnet peppers in the backyard, and they make their own hot sauce.
They make their own. They grow their own culantro and okra. I mean, you name it. They love mangoes. I mean, they've convinced us to keep fruit trees in our backyard. And now we have the best avocados on the planet. So
yeah, those avocados were great, and the mangoes when we pull those in. Although you know what I haven't seen in a couple of years is the dragon fruit.
Yeah, no, they're difficult to pollinate.
I've been trying
with your monster dog.
Yes. The neighbors almost caught me. But what was I going to say? What were we talking about?
Salt me thinking it was too sweet.
Yeah.
Maybe the thing was I thought I wanted it to be sweet. So I was like, I wanted it sweet, not
That's why you are employed by me. You want me to be sweet. And yet I'm not. I'm always salty.
You are salty.
And sour. You don't like horror films. That's one thing. Like when I talk to people and they say, "You got Renette working for you?" And I say, "Yeah." and they say, "Oh, but she does all that horror makeup, right?" I say, "Yeah, she does prosthetics. She does VFX makeup, and then I mention the fact that you don't like horror films.
I do not.
And that makes zero sense to me because you're so fascinated by the makeup of it.
Oh yeah, I love it.
That you don't want to see the thing. You were doing makeup for an event that was based on The Haunting of Hill House.
No.
A great series.
Oh, that, right. Yeah.
A great series. And you came back so excited. You said, "Oh, I did the makeup for the bent neck lady." And I was like, "Yeah, do you want to see the show that it came from?" And you were like, "Absolutely not."
Correct.
Yeah.
But you made me see the movie Smile.
Yes.
And I wore my hoodie the whole time, so I only saw 10% of the screen.
Yeah,
and it was so scary.
That was...
Like when she runs out to the car, which,
Yeah, that was actually really funny because I enjoyed the movie, and actually Smile 2 is pretty good. But
Jack Nicholson's son's in it.
Yeah, they hired him because of his creepy ass smile.
It's fantastic.
But we left the theater and I said, "Oh, that director gets the jump scare. Like he was doing things that you don't expect. Like that's really good. What do you think?" And you said, "I'm not going to lie. I only saw 10% of that."
So, the very first movie I ever saw that was a horror film, I must have been like, I think 7 or so.
Yeah.
And it was the original Amityville Horror.
Let me guess, your parents weren't supervising you.
No, absolutely not. We actually went to their friend's house and their son was watching it. So Renee and I sat and watched it. And my parents were all there, playing cards or whatever.
Right.
In the other room, not watching us. And yeah, nightmares for weeks. Years.
Because of the
to this
Amityville?
day, it was horrible.
That is something that you and I bonded about.
Funny, right? Because I don't like scary movies, and we
Yeah,
bonded over.
yeah.
Uh,
That's how you tricked me. Made me think you were into horror. It's the jump scare in
some
The
people lie
Exorcist
on their
3.
resume, right? So
The jump scare in Exorcist 3 we both bonded over as being like something so amazing. And then the ink gets signed on the paperwork and oh yeah, I don't like horror films.
And I have really bad trypophobia too, which Todd didn't even know. I guess there was a Facebook questionnaire, and like they used to do that. And they're like, "What's something you can't stand?" And I said trypophobia, and we just started our employment.
Yeah.
And
You were on the trial period, by the
yeah.
way.
And then you were like, "Wait, you don't like this?" And you sent me a series of photos that you pulled up from Google of trypophobia, and I was like, "What? I almost broke up with you. I'm sorry, I
Whoa,
almost
whoa,
quit
whoa.
because I couldn't believe you had the audacity."
When I was in Vienna doing a job,
Yeah, that's where it was.
and I was messaging you while I was sitting at a like a lounge with these other guys, and I said, "Oh yeah, this girl I got working for me back in the States, she's got trypophobia. Is it trypophobia or tryptophobia?
Look it up. I won't.
Oh, okay. But one of the guys said, "What's that?" And I pulled up a picture and I was like, "She's afraid of this." And he immediately turned his head to the left and went, "I have that. I have that. Oh, I didn't realize there was a name. I have that." But that's like the fear of holes together.
Yeah,
But you
like a
actually have an
cluster.
interesting story of when you discovered that
Yeah, I had no idea I had that. And then I was working in Hong Kong, which is
in China.
yeah now. So yeah, wonderful, wonderful job. And I had to do, I guess, American Horror Story had just released a series.
Yeah. Where one of the women had, it was about fear.
Right. And of course, naturally, I didn't watch it because I don't like scary
Right.
shows. And so there was a prosthetic already made. They're like, yeah, just start painting it, blah, blah, blah. And I started. And as
And
I
it was,
started,
the prosthetic was of like tryptophobia. It was
right,
like a
right,
beehive on the
right.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even that. It's just divots, and they're all uneven and clustered together. So when I saw it on the prosthetic, it's just usually when you start with a prosthetic, it's just usually white or like an eggshell.
Right.
So I stuck it on the person and I started to paint it. And as I started painting it, I started to have like I'd never, very rarely will I have a panic attack. Literally started to shake, and I was like, "Oh no, what's wrong with me?" And then I started to cry.
I ask that at least once a day.
What?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, you do.
No, but you started to shake.
And, yeah, and literally like I actually started to have like a panic attack and started to cry because I couldn't. And my boss is like, "Hey, this needs to go out. Like we're doing media event." And I told him originally I wasn't super excited about doing this particular makeup, and he's like, "You're gonna be fine. I need to desensitize you." Australian, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, all right. So I tried, and then I literally like I had to step away because I couldn't breathe
Right.
because I was freaking out so bad because it looked too gory in my
Well,
in my
yeah,
eyes.
it was just triggering to you.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know if I have anything like that. Like when I see those prosthetics of like a beehive embedded into the skin, or like I've seen pictures of it where it's like on thumb tips,
Ugh.
and and I get it. I get that it's like it's gross, but it's supposed to be gross. Like there was that show on Shudder where they had the kid who was just all made of teeth.
That makes me
Like
uncomfortable, but
it
I
was
don't.
his whole body was just series of teeth, and it was such a cool design. It was gross, but it was really cool. And I showed you, and I was like, "Look how cool this is!" And you
And
were
I was
like,
like,
"Ugh."
ugh. And this is why I can never be an esthetician. So there goes that dream
Because
for.
they have to deal
I
with.
mean, there's probably. I'm sure there's going to be one person with some divity skin and no divity.
Sorry, sir, I can't see you. You're too divity. All right. Well, we should start wrapping this up.
Okay.
But something we do on this podcast. Have you ever listened to the podcast?
Yeah, I used to listen to him all the time.
Yeah, you used to. Oh, thanks.
ADD.
Way to support.
Well,
They're all 30 minutes long. No, it's probably for the best because we talk about you a lot.
wait, what?
Did I ever tell you the woman that came to our show?
Another assistant?
No,
Oh.
no. She
Former employee?
no, she was an audience member, but I want to say she's from Virginia. I don't remember, and I'm sorry if I don't remember. But I was getting questions from people in the audience. I said, "What's your name?" And she said her name, and I said, "And who is this you're with?" And she said, "This is my assistant." And I went, "Ah, that's good.
You
That's
listen.
good. Yeah, that's good." And I should have said, yeah, my assistant doesn't listen." But one of the things we do on this podcast is which speaking of, I just got a notification that our podcast is in the top 50% of podcasts.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So you should listen. It's pretty good. But one of the things we do is we wrap things up by talking about something we learned tonight. So, Renette, what did you learn tonight?
So much. I learned that apparently if you ask the right people, you can dig up some dirty, dirty details about your childhood. And it could be very unsettling.
Yeah.
What did you learn today, Todd?
I learned that you shit your pants.
Who doesn't? Shitting your pants is cool.
All right, we're Mama's Comedy Show. You can find us every Friday night. Go to www.mamascomedyshow.com. Oh, so you do listen.
I do. I told you I listen.
You know what? There's another website you can go to.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm so proud of you for that one.
This is actually, we're going to do more with this in 2025. But if I figured that if Mama's is Orlando's hit show, that we needed to have another website dedicated to that. So go to orlandoshitshow.com and you'll see what I mean.
There's no apostrophe though,
There's
right?
no apostrophe in the website. So it's orlandoshitshow.com. Write it down. You'll get it. Yeah, you can buy my books on Amazon.
They're really good. Definitely.
Yeah, at least half of them are really good, according to my assistant.
Nightmare of Neverland is, I think, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Besides Wall-E.
But Nightmare of Neverland is still having, like, it started having a moment a while ago, and it's still kind of going. Like, it's still doing
It's
okay.
good. It's a good one for sure. Dark Todd.
Yeah. But yeah, you go to Amazon, search for my books, and then reach out to me on my Instagram at Todders, TODDERS. Do you have anything you want to promote?
I have my Instagram, Makeup by Renette Orlando.
Yep.
And you'll see some of my latest prosthetics.
Makeup by Renette Orlando?
Yeah, just in case there's another Makeup by Renette.
In any other
Tennessee
city?
Or, yeah.
Makeup by Renette, Renette. Which a lot of people look at and think is Renee. Like it's French.
Yeah, no, that's my sibling's name, so it's
Renee.
sorry. But you'll see some of my prosthetic whenever I'm allowed to release those once they're out in the wild. Then I will post those images.
Yeah, and you do a lot of things that are like top secret. You can't talk about it.
Correct. Yes. So
can you talk about? No, we won't even get into that. I was gonna say, are you allowed to talk about what you did in 2019?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
That was pretty cool. Go ahead and say that.
That was exciting. 2019, when I did sign an NDA, but it's all released now. Universal allowed me to work on their maquette or miniature model of Nintendo and Donkey Kong Land, and I got to work with some really amazing artists and basically make like a miniature. How would you say, like, it has to be to scale measurement wise?
Yeah.
So it had to be precise and then present it basically to upper management. And now it's sitting in City Walk in the Universal Orlando store.
Yeah.
So you can check it out and see my hard work of many.
Yeah, because you enjoy working with small things, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Except for my monster dog. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.